This episode of Living in Las Vegas is brought to you by the Capitol Grill, which I should have stayed at. A typical day in Syracuse, New York.
Hello, this is Glenn Santa, and Merry Christmas. I'm coming to you again live from beautiful Syracuse, New York. People in Vegas, don't complain, okay? 10 degrees, just got a foot of snow, and I am doing this right now, so I'm not very happy. But you're watching the Living in Las Vegas podcast on the Vegas Video Network. 2 weeks can't come soon enough, and I'll be in Vegas. Let's get started.
I saw Glenn drunk.
Ooh. Is he a clothes on or clothes off type of drunk?
Let's not talk about that. Living in Las Vegas starts now.
I like to do some clothes off myself.
Oh.
You know,
Boys,
get
ladies
that-
and gentlemen,
get that
boys
David
and
Hasselhoff look
girls,
going.
welcome from Las Vegas, Nevada. That groovy little podcast that gives you a true first-person look into what it's like to call Sin City your home. The Living in Las Vegas podcast. Somebody's watching this for the very first time and going, I can't tell what the fuck they're saying. And now your host, a man who clearly needs some kind of introduction, otherwise you wouldn't know who he was.
I've seen it about this Scott.
Mr. Scott Whitney. Happy 2017, everybody.
Can't hit that high note, much like Mariah.
Hit it like you mean it.
Woo!
Yeah, I got emotion, and I'm going to fire my manager. Hey, welcome, everybody, to the Living in Las Vegas podcast here on the Vegas Video Network. Oh, thank you. And let me be the first to congratulate you in this brilliant year of ours because you are listening to or watching the longest running podcast about Las Vegas that actually originates from Las Vegas, which means we not only cover what it's like to live here, but we're going to talk about our adventures on the Strip, downtown, Fremont Street, other cool places in the valley. And hey, if you're a visitor or you're a tourist, you're a fan, hell, you might even been thinking of moving to our fair city. Well, guess what? Our show is like your own secret handshake to all things cool and groovy. Hey, we're live every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Pacific time at VegasVideoNetwork.com/live. Again, VegasVideoNetwork.com/live. We're also streaming on the Facebook today because we wanted to show everybody how good we are when we start a show, first one in the year. So far, fantastic.
2 thumbs up.
So far, okay. And by the way, just like Christina Aguilera says, come on over. Come on over, baby. Get yourself in the live chat. Be a part of the fun. Be a part of the show. Get so that you are with arguably some of the nicest people in the world. Now, they're from all over the place.
Oh my gosh, where are they not from? That's,
Exactly.
I mean, that's the shorter list, really.
Right.
But,
Poughkeepsie.
I mean, geez, off the top of my head, there's Las Vegas, there's Henderson, I mean, Arizona, Illinois, California, Alabama,
Yeah.
Michigan. I heard of Florida, Texas.
Yeah.
Canada, of all places.
We are very popular
Yes.
in Canada.
And a happy post-Boxing Day to all those Canadian fans.
That's very nice of you to say that.
Yeah.
We are embracing everybody, aren't we?
Absolutely. I had maple syrup on my waffles the other day.
And who doesn't, right? Hey, I'm your host, Scott Whitney. Konnichiwa, buenas noches. How you doing, hot stuff? I am the host of this here show, so thank you for watching this or listening to this. And I actually run the Vegas Video Network, so thank you on behalf of all the folks who host shows on the network. We appreciate your support. Guess what? I'm not doing this alone. Nay, family way. I'm joined once again by the master of masterness, the groovy of grooveness. There he is. You love him. You want to be his love child. It's Pimpin' Wayne, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow.
That's my new move.
What's that one?
You know where I got that from?
Oh, I think I do. And
Oh, you know you
do.
do.
You really? Did he?
Yeah, you know
He
you
does
do.
that, doesn't he?
Yeah.
What a dick. All right. Okay, hold on. I got to reset.
Okay.
I promised myself for 2017 I wouldn't be quite so vicious,
Okay.
so mean-spirited.
And that lasted 15
Fuck,
minutes?
how far are we in?
20?
4 minutes, 48 seconds.
Oh, I meant on actual New Year's Day itself at like 12:15 a.m. I figured you would have had that busted by then.
No, I was a pretty good guy on New Year's Day. I was a little hungover. So, which disappointed me because I didn't really feel that drunk on New Year's Eve. But I was a little hungover the next day, and I considered that a letdown. Pimpin' Wayne, what's our over-under?
Well, does this start with the intro or prior when we were just on Facebook Live?
We're not looking for details. We just want to fucking answer.
Got it.
That's all we're looking for.
79.
Wow, that's fantastic. 79, that sounds about right. We've got quite a few new people in the live chat today. We've got, well, let's see who we've got there. We've got Leo Raposo. Tell us about Leo.
Leo's the type of guy that if you had a show on the internet with a chat room attached to it, you would want Leo in that chat room.
You know what I like about him? Fascinating man.
Yeah.
He likes long walks on the beach and cold toilet seats. It's a good
I have yet to hear one person say something negative about him.
I've not heard anybody say shit about Leo.
Well.
Okay, that was probably not the right thing to say. Okay, let's move on. Besides Leo, we've got North Star 9. Tell us about North Star 9.
Sometimes I feel a little lost, like in the world. sometimes the world can get you down. As Cheers would say, making your way in the world today can take everything you got.
Everything.
And it's times like that when you know who I go to for some direction?
North Star 9.
I actually call my mom. But yeah, North Star, if she doesn't answer, I leave a message.
How do you suppose North Star 9 found out about us?
Well, I would say he probably looked up to the heavens and said,
Dear God,
if you're out there, I need you to find me a podcast that I can really call my own.
North Star 9, I hear you. I think I know the show you have in mind. What is it about podcasts that you like, North Star?
And at that point,
understand that oftentimes when I talk to humans, they freak the fuck out. Let me just say that what you should do is go check out Living in Las Vegas at 7 p.m. Pacific Time at vegasvideonetwork.com/live. Is that okay, North Star?
yeah.
Okay. You all right?
I'm a little, I've the voice of God really is.
I'm a little worried that I just... Yeah. Did you piss yourself? Also, it continues on. Phil on Air. Phil on Air comes to us from beautiful downtown Disney, where he's the voice of Disneyland. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Walt Disney's Magic Kingdom. Phil, welcome as well. Hey, why don't we get started with our big show? And here's your favorite part, music that doesn't have some sort of graphic thing. Do it.
Feeling time. Music ends. Oh, hey there.
We're back.
All right.
So what's the topic for today's show?
Welcome back to the A Block.
Thank you very much. Today's show is going to be my predictions, along with, of course, Wayne's interlacing of joy and comedy.
I'm not just here for eye candy.
And, well, you're a good-looking man as well. But I'm going to predict the future of Las Vegas for 2017. So, the last show we did, prior to the arm surgery, and I'll give you a little update about that a little bit later. But last show we did here's what Vegas did wrong in 2016, and that show could still be going on right now if I wanted it to. But you know what? You got to put a cap on some things, and that was one of them. And just like then, today I'm going to give you a little bit of the Nostradamus vibe of me, where I can look into the future and see what's going to happen. Are you ready? I look forward to your feedback on this, by the way.
Oh, we should have gotten you one of those, like, Johnny Carson Swami kind of
Holy
outfits.
shit, Melissa said that. She goes, are you going to do the Carson thing? I'm like, shit, it's been done.
Well,
I can't do that.
Genius minds think alike.
Well, that's pretty fantastic. Okay, so let's begin. Prediction number one.
Oh, I thought tradition would be to start with a drink, so...
Tradition number one. We're drinking gnarly red wine today.
Merlot.
It's pretty good, actually, don't you think?
It's not bad.
It's not terrible.
Not much for wine.
What are you for? Why didn't you bring anything? Oh, that's right, because you bring children's alcohol.
I do, yeah.
How's the van with the ice cream truck that you drop kids into?
It was finally windowless. I finally got that last one popped out.
That's the one to do
So.
because their little hands can go, help me, which is
Yeah.
always very difficult
Yeah,
when you're kidnapping people. All right. Number one, big market. There'll be a big marketing push for casinos that don't charge for parking. So you're going to see Wynn, Encore. You'll see Venetian, Palazzo. You'll see TI, SLS, the Stratosphere. They're going to paint these other casinos like they're the evil empire, that they're the devil, that they are only concerned about their own pockets, that they're trying to constantly take money from you. Additionally, legislation will be enacted. Oh, I thought you were going to go, bullshit!
No, I think you're right, but it's that prediction is like saying it's going to be sunny tomorrow.
There's more.
Okay,
There's more.
good.
Additionally, we're going to see an increase in people cheating in trying to get into parking structures for free. For example, they'll go into the parking structure, they'll grab their ticket, and they'll go and they'll hang out for their 4, 5, 10 hours, whatever it is. And as they come out, they're going to send out the wife. Now get out, grab a ticket from the kiosk because they're right next to each other, and take that newly grabbed ticket and use it to exit out. How long were you there? 2 minutes. No charge. Clever. Has it been done already? The answer? It has been. Now, has it been done by anybody I know? The answer? Perhaps.
See,
Has it
that's
been done by
interesting,
me?
though. It's going to depend on the setup because obviously the in ramp would have to be next to the out ramp.
And most of them are.
Most of them, not all of them. I was just at the Bellagio, and they're not next to each other.
Okay, well then don't
Separate
do it at the
ingress
Bellagio.
and egress.
All right.
But listen, you talk about Stratosphere, SLS. Those are places that if they charge for parking, they're going to axe. They're already probably sore business because the SLS is just hurting for people just to know they're in business still. Right. Hey, we reopen the doors.
SLSW.
Yeah, we're
Trying
here.
to use every fucking
right?
alphabet we can, mostly towards the end.
They do I'm waiting for the Z.
Z.
Or ZZZ because that place is asleep.
Zers on the going to California.
Oh, Zizix.
That's the one.
Yeah. So they pardon me, the SLS just dying for someone to know they're open, that they have doors, floors, heat, air conditioning. They've got it all. Stratosphere, they've been trying to do this Take Back Vegas campaign for a while.
Which I think is succeeding, actually. They did a very...
I like the Stratosphere.
They did a very good job with the Review Journal Best Of. They actually won a lot of things. Not shockingly, it's the Review Journal people who are voting for this stuff. So I'm surprised it wasn't their fucking steakhouse.
Best in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Scott. Circus.
Yeah, real good steakhouse. Right. What's that sound? It's the cows that they're going, please don't kill me. I don't want to die anymore. All right. Hold on.
I can't believe Longhorn finally got unseated. Or was it Outback? It was Outback.
It was Outback.
Outback finally gets unseated. That was a reign of champion.
What was the other one? No, it was Outback and, Sizzler. Who knows? I continue on. When they notice all these people cheating and trying to steal from the parking revenue, the powers that be go to the legislature, and the legislature is going to enact capital punishment for parking cheaters. You try to cheat us, we're going to kill you. But how? Oh, finally, an opportunity for those blank areas in the north part of the strip, where Resort World is. We'll be talking about them in a second. They're going to throw that down. They're going to create a new casino called Gallo Plaza, where they're going to have public hangings for all the people who cheat when they try to cheat their parking. The big marketing push will continue, by the way, until March. And that's when everybody realizes, holy shit, we're leaving money on the table, and everybody's going to charge for parking. Yeah,
well, everybody practically already is. Who are your holdouts of importance? Or who are your holdouts of note? Tropicana.
Wynn and Palazzo.
Wynn and Palazzo. But you know what? The people that are parking at Bellagio to see the fountain show, the people that are parking at MGM to go to Margaritaville or a restaurant around there, those aren't your Wynn and Encore type customers. That's a completely separate demographic. And you know what? Other than tourists and the foot traffic, neither do the two cross.
Interesting.
So it's a different market, in my opinion.
So, okay, Mr. Prediction, I predict that within 6 months, everybody's going to be charging for parking. You think Wynn and Encore will never charge for parking because of their high end, and Venetian Palazzo, same thing?
No, I think the Venetian and the Palazzo. Well, I mean, the Wynn's already charging for valet. So someone like yourself is going to have to self-park it with the rest of us.
I'm
Common
going to tell you
poor
that
folk.
I don't park at I don't pay for MGM parking anywhere. I'm not telling you how I do that.
Did you get the credit card?
Nope. Are you fucking kidding me? Me. Get the. I gave Glenn cents.
You have an 800 credit. You look like a man with an 800 credit score.
I actually have an 800 credit score.
I believe that.
But I'm not going to use. I'm not. Listen. I think those people are the evil empire now, today, because of this nonsense. And we talked before we got on air about. I think that they can spy into our credit card information. No, they can't.
I disagree.
Separation of church and state. Fuck that. Casinos are evil. I mean, in a good kind of fun way. In a fun way where you're having fun and drinking and learning about new things about your friends. But nonetheless, I don't trust them with, I couldn't trust them as far as I could throw you. So fuck that. And by the way, I don't want to mess up my 800 score by getting another credit card as well. I don't need it. So, but I do have a way of doing it right now. And I've got this new idea that we're going to do some premiere content, and then I will tell you how to do it.
All right.
Okay.
So I think Tropicana will be forced to. I think everywhere that matters, and that's going to be Mandalay Bay, all the way up to Wynn and Encore, including Treasure Island. Will have to at some point. I think that block, if you will, main block.
That's too bad for Treasure Island. By the way.
Is going to be forced to.
Yeah.
I think it will not phase your SLSs because again, they're just want someone to tug on the door and see that it opens. And Stratosphere, because you're not, if you're parking there, you're not taking advantage. I mean, there's nothing by it. Yeah. Maybe if that North Strip gets built up, you know.
Yeah, we'll be talking about my predictions. Prediction number 2 is about the Lucky Dragon. Have you been there?
I have not.
Well, we'll talk a little bit.
I don't read Mandarin.
Right, which would be helpful. By the way, if you like Chinese food, great place to go. If you like anything else, not the best place to go. Lucky Dragon.
See, I'm a Panda Express type of guy when it comes to Chinese food.
You are a man of the people.
Yeah.
God bless you.
Do they have orange chicken at the Lucky Dragon?
I got so many things to say about that, but I won't say it quite yet. Lucky Dragon, here's my prediction. After a difficult 6 months, Melissa and I did stop by there a couple days ago. After a difficult first 6 months in business, the Lucky Dragon property will be bought out by P.F. Chang's. P.F. Chang's is going to do a press release that says this new property is our 7th largest P.F. Chang's in our chain. However, we plan to expand it because, God bless it, this thing is small as shit.
I've read the pictures look small.
Yeah.
I mean, usually
I've got some.
Pictures make things look huge, but I was looking at some grand opening photos in the paper, and just from the different angles, it's like you could almost cut them out and kind of tape them next to each other and make like a short little diorama.
It was fascinating.
Because it seems small. No, it's multi-leveled. You can talk about that.
Kind of, and I'll show you I've got the pictures of the 2 levels. And it really is It's a deceptive building. From the outside, it looks significantly bigger than actually how it plays
and when
out.
you look at the numbers, I think it's something only like 300 machines and
it's small.
20 tables, 12 tables, something like that.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
But, for Lucky Chang, for P.F. Chang's, perfect spot. Just about the right size. Let's continue on. I will talk a little bit about Lucky Dragon in RQS. Prediction number 3, Prediction number 3, the Trump International Hotel in Vegas will be reworked as White House West. Right?
Still without a gaming license.
That's bold. Well, that's why they could do it. It's really hard to have a Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the White House. To continue on, Trump will spend most of his time on the West version of the White House because, and I'm quoting now, I'm higher in the sky. And it's hard for the internet to get up this high because ones and zeros struggle with height, so I am more secure.
Also, he's cheap and probably didn't get the expensive routers to get the Wi-Fi signal up that high.
He's a courier, man. Just ask him. Mm-hmm. Don't use internet. Use a courier.
Right.
Hey, Donald, could somebody just look into that envelope? Huh. Fuck. I didn't think that one through. What? Oh.
Well, again, though, if the Wi-Fi doesn't reach up to the penthouse, you need a courier.
See,
to get
that's
up there.
what you. And that's what he's. Oh, that's it.
They probably still charge
He'll
you
be
the
at the
resort fee, though.
top. He just won't get Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Complete security. That's pretty smart of him. Wait a minute. There's more. There will be a little known back entrance known as Putin Plaza, where water fountains will be filled with the best of Russian vodka. Right?
All right.
A lot of the bums
I'll drink to that, comrade.
A lot of the bums will be hanging out back there, just dipping in there, having a little sippy poo, and you're going to see the happiest birds in Las Vegas at Putin Plaza. Thoughts? Genius, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll be all right. I'll continue. 4. In an attempt to get more people to remember them, Resort World will change its name to Resort Fees so that they can prove they are, in fact, making money. Now, what they're going to be doing is going out and say, I'm going to trademark the term resort fee, so then they can go to all the casinos and say, please, we would like to have 1% so we can prove to people that we're a viable thing.
Will there be shovels in the ground in 2017?
Yes, but it won't be building stuff. It'll be burying stuff, like their dreams, like their hopes, like anything happening at all. I don't think. Do you think anything will happen in 2017 with that property?
I don't,
There's
unfortunately.
no fucking way.
Especially the way that James Packard, the Australian billionaire, and Crown Resorts bailed from Elan.
Yeah, which I have in other news. Nothing will be built there, and Elan in 2017 won't happen either.
Yeah, well, they've got a group of executives that one of them I think actually came from Wynn, was the president of Wynn that went to the Elan project. That says, "Oh, we're still going strong. We're just looking for
money?
Someone else's money now."
Yeah.
So that will never happen. The Resorts World, I got disappointed when they first promised pandas, and they said, "Well, we're having a little red tape with this panda thing, so we're gonna have to we're gonna have to move pandas to phase 2." And at that point, I was just like, "Well, I'm out now."
Let me ask you this: did you think that Resort World, when they first announced, would actually build something?
Yeah, I did.
I did too.
Because the parking structure was already mostly done.
Yeah.
They had already moved utilities because people don't realize, this was supposed to be Boyd's crown jewel on the Strip, the Echelon project.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Utility lines were installed, utilities were moved and rerouted for the structure.
Yep.
Concrete had started to been poured.
Yep.
And then thankfully Boyd, before it pulled them underwater, stopped. When the recession hit its hardest,
right.
They mothballed it, but I really did. I really thought, because that site had already been primed, that we would have at least seen a Lucky Dragon. It's called a Resort World Light.
Yeah.
In that spot.
Yeah. But they never came in small. They said this is going to be a $4 billion with
pandas.
Thing. Well, pandas are $2 billion
right there. Yeah, and the red tape.
I thought they were going to do it. Our studio used to be over there, and one of the very first things they did is they put up all those walls, those painted walls, where there used to be just chain link fences and crap that had Resort World,
graphics, artwork.
We're in, I don't know, NASA and whatever, wherever they were.
Yeah,
they had all these, and I'm like, these guys are doing the PR rush, and they haven't even broke ground. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. And guess what? That was 3 fucking years ago.
Yeah.
3 years ago. And you keep looking at it, and for those of us who kind of pay attention, you go, what? Oh, did that change?
Right.
Is that new? Uh-huh. Is that one of those stoppers in the parking lot so cars don't drive off the end and into their demise? No, Scott. Nothing's ever happened there. And like I said, unless they call themselves Resort Fee, no one's ever going to talk about them.
Man, how bad do you think that Boyd wishes they could have the Stardust back? Because they went from having
Stardust Frontier, a lot of these properties.
You're right, but the Boyd Corporation went from having a strip property to now they got basically nothing. They got pennies on the dollar from the resorts people.
Oh, yeah, they got raped.
It was
Raped.
yeah.
Bad. Not pretty. Well, same thing with Fountain Blue. Fountain Blue is $1 billion in.
How long has that been?
The $2 billion building. They were $1 billion in. It was up there. It's still up there.
It was nearly finished. It needed another billion or so, but
yeah, which is not quite nearly finished. But I mean,
it was built. It was in the air.
The infrastructure was finished. Well, that's actually not even fair. The girding and the glass where
they had furniture bought in the rooms.
Had it, but I don't. Was it in the rooms? I don't know that was in the rooms. I think
it was bought because I know it ended up in Laughlin.
No. The furniture ended up at the Plaza.
That's some
Hotel
of it. Yeah.
Bought all of the furniture from Fountain.
Well, the story was that Steve Wynn, and people are going to think they know where this is going. I'm not making a Steve Wynn is blind joke here. But the story legitimately is Steve Wynn walked in, looked at the layout of the casino, looked at the layout of the rooms, and walked right back out and didn't even make an offer.
Really? Mm-hmm. Really? That's a bad thing because you know what, you say what you say, but that fucker knows about casinos.
Absolutely.
Name one.
The man built modern Las Vegas.
Yeah, really. Name one he's done poorly. Not a one. Not
no
one. I mean, even the one downtown is the best one down there.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit, the guy can build a casino. And my fifth prediction, casino-wide, all up and down the Strip, in a response to the continuously poor return on investment for resort fees. You're going to pay me $35, but you don't get shit. They've decided to increase the internet bandwidth speeds to, wait for it, 2 megabytes per second. That's right. They're going to give you a guaranteed 2 megabytes per second. If you've ever been in a casino's internet access, it has, and I measure this because I'm that kind of guy, they're always shit. These guys are going to give us 2 megabyte. You know what that's going to mean? Guess what? It used to be about 56K. It was a modem kind of thing. We're giving you 2 megabytes. Within hours of the switchover, porn downloads quadruple on the Strip. That's good for porn companies. And 1 hour after that, Strip-wide power outage.
Oh, my gosh. That's been happening everywhere. It was Paris.
Rio.
The Rio Palace Station lost power on New Year's Eve.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Yep.
Really? Did they say
someone
why?
there's a transformer nearby that I guess frequently gets hit.
Maybe they should put those little pillar things around it.
Maybe they do.
Please
don't
hit
know.
our power because we'd like to keep the lights on, especially on New Year's.
Now, on the topic of resort fees, though, I'm going to go out a little bit on a ledge here. Okay. Resort fees, I don't think are going to go away. But here's the major change I think you will see.
That they think that they actually might be legislation, which is part of my campaign to say you can't have resort fees. You got to put that fucking number in there.
Well, right. I think you can have resort fees, but I think that much like they did with the airlines, I think they're going to, in 2017, they're going to make hotels bundle that resort fee in advertised pricing. Remember, airlines used to be, and Spirit was the worst. If anybody's familiar with Spirit, they're a regional airline. They fly from the Midwest area to Las Vegas.
They fly from Fresno to Bakersfield. Isn't that basically what those fuckers do?
No, that's not Spirit. They do. They're out of Detroit as their primary hub.
Okay, so Detroit to
Vegas, some of the vacation summer cities in Florida, Tampa, Middle Central America, those types of ones.
Right.
But they had a fee for everything. Remember, they had a fee to not only buy the ticket, to pick your seat. They charged you for buying your ticket online.
Yep.
If you needed to call them up, they charged you. They charged you to print your boarding pass. Right. They charged you for a soda. It was everything. They were first to charge for carry-ons.
Oh, and Steve, Spirit is horrible.
Absolutely.
The live chat is on them.
They're the Greyhound of the airline industry, the Greyhound buses. That being said, so it was that type of mentality that now when you go to Spirit, American, Delta, doesn't matter, you see an out-the-door price. They itemize what it is, but if the fare is $99, if it says $99, then that really means the fare is probably $69 something. You got the airport fee.
Well, that's good.
You got so I definitely think that there will be at least a bundling of the fee in the price, much like the airline industry. It makes no sense that you do that for the travel sector for transportation and not for lodging.
Well, I hope that's true, and I think it's the right thing to do because I think this is. I mean, it's $35
in some places. I mean, it varies.
It does. So, but Bellagio, I believe it's $35. I think Aria is $35.
And it's
the nicer
disclosed to you
property.
when you're
But the
booking.
lower-
It's
the lower ones
disclosed
are
at various different points.
Yeah, and about this big font. And
Right.
it's- And,
Sometimes at the beginning, sometimes not till the end.
you know, I think it's bullshit, and I think it's a good idea that they just say, look, you know, the price is. It's not like you go, hold on, I see this resort fee at $35. What does it get me? Well, sir, it gets you internet access, and it gets
How does it not get you parking?
And right, well, that's the other thing.
Charge $5 more for the resort fee and say, guess what? It now
Free
includes parking.
There's no question that you're going to see.
That
you're
is
gonna see-
ridiculous.
Well, you're going to see casinos do. I think somebody coming up in the live. Actually, I'm not going to say it because a listener email brings it up, which means let's have listener email. By the way, congratulations on my predictions because they're all going to be wrong. That would be Wayne. Oh, that was pretty good, but you got to sustain it a little longer. Well, hold on. I don't need to hear it again. Do it again.
Oh, I don't know if I can do it again. You want it for longer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mariah Carey is your bitch. Attaboy. Listener email, you send an email to onairq at livinginlv.com. Again, onairq at livinginlv.com. If we get an email from a male species, and I'll read it. If I get an email from a female species, and Wayne reads it, we've got a couple guys. So let's see. I will read the first one, and I'll have you read the second one.
Cooperation makes it happen. Cooperation.
Is that like a
Working
conjunction,
together.
junction?
Kinda, yeah.
What's your
Sesame Street, I think.
Schoolhouse Rock?
Yeah.
It's a Schoolhouse Rock or
I think it was Sesame Street.
conjunction, junction?
Oh, that's Conjunction
What's
Junction.
your
Yeah.
function? Hooking up.
Or how a bill becomes a law.
You know what? I don't think the Congress people know yet.
They
I'm a
don't. I know Trump doesn't.
Fantastic. Okay, from Jack. Hi there, Scott. Terry and myself wanted to wish you and Melissa and the family a very Merry Christmas and a best of 2017. You are doing a fabulous job, and we really enjoy your podcast on Tuesdays. Haven't checked out the others that are on the Vegas Video Network, but will at some point. I'm curious about your first Living in Las Vegas podcast. Is it still available to watch? Once again, keep up the excellent work. Have a super Christmas. The boys from British Columbia, Canada. Terry and Jack. I wrote it. It's Jack the Rake 1949, who's in the live chat.
Those first episodes are vintage. I've got the original bootlegs on VHS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's fantastic because there was no video of them until about episode 90.
I know, that's why I'm just waiting a little bit longer for it to hit that peak time, then I can put it on eBay.
So Mike Q is telling me, isn't that weird that people know more about this than I do? Mike says episode 77 was the first one on camera. I thought it was 90. Fantastic. Mike doesn't stalk me much. Okay. So I think the episode is out there. It's hard to maintain 10 years of content in the internet.
Oh, I know. My storage locker is getting full.
We used to use Blip TV, for example, for a lot of our video stuff, and Blip TV one day said, we got to go. Hey, wait a minute. I've got about, I don't know, 300 or 400 videos on there. Sorry.
Thanks. It was great while lasting.
Thanks for trusting us. You're fantastic. Okay, so so I think you can still find the audio, but the video, if you do find the video, two things. A, stop doing acid, and B, send it to me.
Video never dies. It's always out there, you know?
Just ask the radio star.
Exactly.
Oh my God, did I just fucking spell that? This is my bad elbow.
Oh, you did. Yep, all over the place.
Ouch.
All right. Hey, John. John at gmail.com. He must have been one of the first ones to get John. No. He says, Scott, this is so easy for the non-MGM properties to deal with.
Now we got an answer.
Yes, they have to charge a fee to prevent MGM customers from parking for free, but they should waive the fee if you're staying at their hotel or spend a certain amount in a restaurant, say $100, or gamble a certain amount.
Hello.
I'm no Kanye.
And who among us is?
But it seems pretty simple to me.
Kanye wasn't Kanye from about Thanksgiving to New Year's.
Yeah, no, at least not that he knew.
He was a little out.
John from NYC, the Nick. So you want some type of parking validation?
Yeah, that's not going to work. The sticker's not going to work because it's not.
They have that downtown a little bit.
They do have that downtown.
Downtown, there's a couple different methods. So if you go to Main Street Station, you pay them $4. You get your receipt at the parking booth. You go inside, and then you either have to take your receipt for your restaurant purchase to the cage, or your player's card, which you swipe at their kiosk and print your voucher to the cage. Yeah. They stamp your receipt, and they give you your $4 back.
Yep.
The Binions used to, I don't know what they do anymore. Binions used to be my go-to place to park downtown because they had an old school time clock in the middle heart of the casino. And you would take your card, you would stay as long as you want. As you're ready to go, you take your card, you stick it in the old school time clock, and you got right out for free. Central location. I mean, it was my go-to. So that's the two. I don't know what they're doing anymore. The D, you have to get validated on your player's card.
Let me just say, so I do have an idea about that. I will
Plaza,
say this.
same way, I believe.
If you go to the Downtown Grand, Downtown Grand charges for valet parking. And we've talked about this before. A lot of downtown places charge for parking.
Well, Downtown Grand now, make sure you specify it's a little unique. They don't have self-parking.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. That's right. Good point. I didn't even think about that because I don't fuck with that if I can possibly.
Right. Self-parking.
Look at
that's for the peons.
French cuffs, man.
Right.
I don't mess around.
French cuffs don't.
We don't self-park.
Yeah. A valet, a French word.
Which stands for thank you, and it'll cost you $15. So we would. So here's what you do for Downtown Grand. This is a super cool inside scoop, and they don't talk about it. So about for 5 minutes it was free, and then they said, "Fuck this, we want to get paid." So it's about $12 or $14. But what you do is the Downtown Grand is also associated with basically all the restaurants on 3rd Street. So Triple George and Pizza Rock and those guys. So you can go have dinner at Triple George, and they'll validate your valet ticket. And they're one of the cool valet places where you can text them, and they'll come and get your stuff, which, by the way, I love that technology. You walk out, Mr. Whitney, your car's here. Thank you very much. And you just show them a little sticker from Triple George, free
at the valet.
Yeah.
So you don't have to go into the casino.
No. But you can also get validated at the center bar at Downtown Grand. That's the good news.
The furnace, don't they call that?
Oh fuck! It doesn't matter. You know why? Because you don't want to do that. That's bad news, y'all. Here's why. They haven't got the memo that they're downtown. So they give you, those little pissant glasses that are about this big, about this big around. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, the skinny ones.
Yeah, you see them in old-time casino movies. They're about this big, and they charge you $10 for that. And then they say, oh, yeah, we'll validate that. Fuck you. I want a big boy drink. I want to go down to, 4 Queens and get one of those 16-ounce Give me plastic. Hell, I'm a little sloppy. I'll drop a drink or not. Just give me a plastic glass and validate me for this. Don't validate me for about, it's probably probably 6 ounces. Oh, but wait, did you want ice? Well, let me put some ice in it.
Right.
So that means it's about 3 ounces. Is it as big as this? No. Fuck that. So go to Triple George. I recommend the clams. Get yourself valeted. Deal, and you're near free. Okay, so here's how you manage this for all the MGM and Caesar bastards who are now charging for parking. You don't put a sticker on it because that's stupid, and I don't think their machines are capable of handling that. But what you do is you give them a completely different ticket that allows them out.
Well, you could just do like the airport does, where the tickets are all mag striped.
What?
So at the airport, you go in, you get your ticket, you can pay,
right.
And then it takes the same ticket, sucks it in. There's a mag strip on the back like a credit card, and then the machines could read a sticker, so to speak. You just You just re-encoded the make stripe.
Just give me that sticker. I mean, give me another. Just give me a thing that I can put it in. And it says, "Oh, it recognizes. Oh, you ate enough or gambled enough. You get a free out and it doesn't cost you." That's what they should do. I predict that is what they will do.
I mean, you could link it to the player card easily.
Well, but they do. For some player cards, you don't have to pay anyway.
Correct. The pearl level and above.
Isn't that the lowest level?
No, sapphire is the lowest level.
That doesn't seem right. Sapphire seems to be worth more than pearl.
No, pearl's worth more. If you sign up for the MGM credit card, you're instantly upgraded to pearl status.
But is a pearl worth more? Men don't know this. Which is worth more, an ounce of pearl, or an ounce of sapphire?
We'll wait for your answer.
Well, I got all day, man. I got nowhere to do. All right, sapphire. That's what I was saying. Okay. No, we don't even know. we got Greg here has two different answers. What the hell am I going to do with Greg? All right, let's move on to real quick questions or real quick stories. First of all, again, thanks to the great and powerful Glenn for sending in a video today. We got another one coming in for next week. We would love for you to send in a video introducing our show, and here's how you do that. You take your camera, you take your phone. We don't even want you to go out and get fancy, and you point it in a horizontal or landscape. That's bad. That's good. And you say something like, "Hey, I'm Pimpin' Wayne, and you're watching the Living in Las Vegas podcast on the Vegas Video Network." And then you can say something pithy like, "By the way, that Scott Whitney guy is fascinating and incredibly good looking." Send that off to us, and then we will make you a star. Let's continue on. I want to send my appreciations to all the folks who sent well wishes regarding my arm surgery. I did a quick video a couple weeks ago, just kind of updating that I wasn't going to be able to do the show.
I watched it.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Saw the update on social media.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and that shit's coming to an end as well. But nonetheless, so I just got a lot of people saying really nice things about it. And basically, I'm not going to show you the picture of the scar. I did in the other video.
Thank you for the countdown.
I got you the second person who said, "I'm so happy you said that."
Oh, I can't handle that.
I don't want to watch it. It's not that. Do you want to see it now? Do you want to see it?
Yeah, sure.
Boy, you big fucking stud. Here we go.
I mean, I've got a glass of Merlot in me now.
The worst you can do now is just puke in the glass. All right. So I had the surgery on the 16th. Fascinating. This is for tennis elbow, which sounds like a friendly, easy enough surgery. In fact, what
sounds like you've been spend a little too much time at the country club,
right? No. But the funny thing is, funny as in, ow, is they chisel away bone to solve the problem. And when I talked to my doctor, I'm like, "Hey, this really hurts." He goes, "Well, we basically broke your arm."
Mm-hmm. And I believe you said also that you had. You were a superstar. You needed some extra chiseling.
That's right. When they chisel away some bone, it's about 2/4 thickness of bone, but not your buddy Scott. Nope. 3.
I really told you. You really need to stop flexing so much.
I'm a bit of a badass.
Yeah.
Ready?
Oh, that's not bad. That looks like
I see it even now. Holy shit.
A dog bite.
Where is it?
Kind of.
I can't even see it.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. They took out the sutures yesterday. Oh, that was fun. That's the beginning, and that's the end.
Yeah.
Not bad. I can't straighten my arm, which I'm a little concerned about that, but don't worry. We'll get that taken care of. But I want to just
punch with the right from now on.
They're like, don't lift anything, but straighten your fucking arm. If you want to go up against a wall and have somebody push against it, that's fine. Really, Dr. Mengele? That seems painful to me. You'll be all right. All right. New Year's Eve.
I mean, you know what they say? Chicks love scars.
Well, that's why all the hot people love me. Mm-hmm. New Year's Eve. Were you in Las Vegas for New Year's Eve? I went out.
I was.
I went out and had a little bit of fun.
So did I.
We went out. You did not.
I did. I've got videos to prove it, or pictures.
Did you bring those?
Nope,
you did not. Did you send them along? Well done. 2017 continues on like 2016 when you don't provide any kind of pre-production content. I, on the other hand, did nothing but do that. So we hung out with the Santas. The Santas are a lovely couple. Let me give you a...
Wait a minute. My mom told me at a young age that Santa's not real.
Well, your mom's wrong. I don't mean that in a bad way. Oh, here's the Santas. That's Glenn and in the hat. Apparently, he's had a drink or two, and there's Kelly over there laughing, and hey, she's still in my look. Anyways, we did a multi-thing idea. It was fantastic.
Okay.
First, here's my tip. I didn't want to give the tip away while we were prior to the big show because we don't want people to.
Right.
But and they've actually changed this. So for the last
I guess though people must have found out because I heard this trip was packed.
But where we're at, it's not that bad because we're down by right across from Wynn. So here's what we do: we make dinner reservations at
Capitol Grill.
Capitol Grill, which I forgot to say is my favorite restaurant in the whole goddamn world.
Oh, we didn't know that.
And by the way, they kicked ass. The Santas were like, "Holy shit, this place is magical!" And I said, "Thank you very much." So here's what we do: you make reservations at Capitol Grill. Mm-hmm. I don't care what time, and they have a valet parking right outside of Capitol Grill, and you valet
At the
park
Fashion
there.
Show Mall.
Yeah, at the Fashion Show Mall, and you valet park there. You know what that cost?
For someone like yourself, $20.
Free. Well, what would it cost for you?
Well, I'm a nobody.
Free.
I'd have to now.
Just so you know.
I was going to
free.
say I'd have to name drop you.
It's free. Now it used to be
I'd have to tell him Scott sent me.
if you got in. It used to be they had like guards that wouldn't let you in. You had to say secret password, handshake, whatever. We got there early enough because we got there about almost 6 because we wanted to grab a drink ahead of time. They let us in, but they had a list of everybody who had reservations at Capitol Grill, and I'm assuming probably Maggiano's as well, which is just below Capitol Grill. And I said, yeah, Capitol Grill, 6 o'clock. He's like, you know what? The way you said that, I'm not going to even check if your name's on here. I'm like, oh, I could be a con artist. I really have a future. This whole video thing doesn't work out. I could be
Plan
a liar.
B. Yeah.
Yee. All right. So we get out there. We didn't go there. Our reservations were until 10.
Yeah.
So we walked over to the Palazzo. We were going to hang out at Lavo for a drink. And the Santas had got there before us, and I'm like, you don't want to go there because it's a bunch of that. And I'm like, no. So went to this little champagne bar at the Lavo, and we've discovered that the aviation drink. Have you had one of these? The aviation.
I have not.
It's a really, really good drink. A third of the time, we had 3 of them over the course of the evening. 2 people didn't know what the hell they were making. The third person, though, we bueno. We went to the Palazzo because we decided to see the proverbial dinner and a show. There's a show at the Palazzo called Baz.
Do you want to look to your camera as you tell the story?
Baz. Is that on the whole time?
Yeah.
Oh, just tell me sometimes.
Okay.
Just do 2. That means that's me. 1, that's us. 3, it's that. Right? 1,
Okay.
2, 3. Okay. Okay, well, that's okay. Baz. And Baz has been around for a little while. It's got a cranking reviews. That's the good news. The bad news is it's being shut down.
Shocking.
Among the
You
50,
mean a show's closing here in Las
right,
Vegas?
among the 50 shows that have been shut down here. But it was a really interesting show. We got really nice seats, and the talent, the level of talent for this show is
Expensive?
arguably unmatched. I don't remember what it cost, to be quite frank with you.
No, I just mean clearly it was expensive.
Well, you mean the production itself?
Right.
Oh yeah. They you can tell by just looking at the photos that I'm showing you guys right now. They put a few bucks into it. What occurred to me, a couple of things occurred to me. So it had a very Broadway-esque vibe. The concept, and I know I'm going to fuck this up, but basically Baz, who is Baz, whatever his name is.
Luhrmann, I believe.
Who?
Luhrmann. L-U-H-R-M-A-N-N.
He did Moulin Rouge and a couple other movies. Well, so the idea is they mixed Moulin Rouge with Romeo and Juliet with something else. And they tried to interact all these 3 stories together. And in concept, that was probably a good idea. But in reality, I had a really hard time following whatever the story was that these guys were trying to do. I couldn't keep up. I could tell these guys could sing. Man, these people had pipes. But the first issue was it was difficult for me to follow along where they were trying to take me emotionally. And you could see these people. These people were singing their asses off. They were doing all the right things from an acting perspective. It was lovely to watch, but for much of the time, and I think Kelly had the same feeling, was I didn't really know where we were. Mm-hmm. Now, Melissa was sitting next to me, and the whole time she kept saying, I love this. I love this. I just love this. Musically, it was fantastic. But again, problems with being able to keep track of what was going on. This show is ending. So, and I thought it was actually supposed to end in 2016. It was extended, but I believe it's going to be ending here shortly, which is a shame. I really do think that they could have made it more acceptable to folks if they took away a little bit of the confusion as to what this show was all about. But anyway, so we hung out at Baz.
According to the Venetian website, by the way, that thing is going on until July 1st.
And we all know that has to be true because nobody in a casino lies. It may be, but I believe it doesn't last that long. That was some pretty cool research you did right there, by the way. Mm-hmm. That was fantastic. And then we decided to walk outside. And that's us walking outside. There's, the Santas and then the Whitneys. And, oh, my God, there's a good chance we might have had a drink or two.
Clearly she was surprised you were taking that picture.
What? That's me? Mm-hmm. What was interesting is as we were walking out of the Palazzo going back towards Capitol Grill, they were pretty serious about security. So, we've done this for the last 3 years, and they put up the little metal fences there, but this time they put up buses. And they didn't want anybody coming through that property.
The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade did something very similar. On all the intersections, they had dump trucks filled with sand.
I heard that. Mm-hmm. Crazy, right? Yep. You know what? Those four people may have had a drink or two. Then we headed over to the great Capitol Grill. Had a very, very nice time there. We had arguably the best seat in the house. Mm-hmm. Well, apparently Scott knows a person or two.
It would seem that way.
Grill. That's pretty good. And as you can tell, beautiful view. It was a lovely time. Great. Like I said before, I'm going to say this again one more time. My favorite waiter was our waiter. This guy's been a waiter for 30 years. There's something to be said for a guy who actually knows what it's like to do the right thing. Yeah. And I love that. And we tipped him. Well, I think he just bought a condo with the tip we got him. and that's fantastic. And then we went and saw that. And the fireworks happened while we were at dinner. And I will tell you, going out with the huddled masses watching the fireworks, it's a great thing to do.
I've done it.
Once. Mm-hmm. And I've done it once or twice, but I prefer to be sitting at the corner table at the Capitol Grill looking out and going, that's Happy New Year's. Mm-hmm. So I recommend doing that for your Capitol Grill / New Year's party.
Mine was a little more low key, but much like yourself, Scott, I know some people that know some people.
What did you do?
I was at Lake Las Vegas.
Did you go out there?
I did go out there.
Play a little golf?
No, most of those courses have dried up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they turned the water off. Apparently, you gotta
pay for it.
Yeah.
But them other rules.
But no, out at the West End. So there's a couple. There was an article in the newspaper recently, the about the plights of Lake Las Vegas. The casino still closed. It's been closed for about going on 3 years now.
Yeah, a decade.
So you've got the casino that's closed. The Village, which is the shops, the restaurants. They used to have a little Mediterranean, village right there by the lake. Down to only 60% occupied. Really? I think that's a generous 60%. Yeah. I think that's probably rounded to the nearest 60th percentile. So
she saw one person there. She asked her, "Would you like soap?"
Right. But there's two resorts out there still. You still have a Hilton and you have a Westin. So the Westin was having a fireworks presentation, and it just so happened that through marriage, I'm related to through marriage.
That's funny.
I'm related to the pyrotechnician that was in charge of the fireworks show out there.
Really?
So Hannah and I.
So I just want to know: is your wife's brother a arson?
Well, I mean, you got fireworks are at night, so you got to do something during the day.
Yeah.
So Hannah and I actually got a front row seat. So it was the show's at 12 sharp. Midnight. Believe it or not, apparently that's when they like to shoot fireworks off on New Year's.
I don't know. Have you met the people out there in Lake Las Vegas?
Yeah, I thought they would go to bed earlier.
They roll up.
I thought if Celine Dion wanted fireworks at 9:30, she would get them at 9:30.
I'm telling you, she'd get them.
But
she has
so 12 o'clock. So we got out there about 11:30 or so.
Right.
And we drove around to this super secret kind of remote area where all the fireworks were set up.
Right.
And we met the fire inspector for the city of Henderson, who brought his family out as well, because why not? And we got a little private tour of how fireworks are set up, what they look like, how they shoot it off from the control panel right there.
Did your son dig that?
Yeah. And so we brought of course a thermos of hot chocolate, and we put our little earplugs in because it gets actually rather loud down there. But we were probably 50 feet away from the whole fireworks show being launched right on the ground.
That's fantastic.
So it was.
So you win.
This
year.
We did. So it was.
Happy New Year, my friend.
Happy New Year to you. So it was a good time. Much less people, but you know what? A good time still had by all at our location as well.
I would like for Lake Las Vegas to get their shit together.
It's beautiful out there. It's peaceful. It's serene.
Gorgeous.
But it is.
But they completely fucked it up.
Right. Well, it's so peaceful and serene that nobody goes there.
Right. There's peaceful and serene, and then there's a fucking cemetery.
How do you have the only casino in an area designed for rich people and visitors that can't stay open?
Well, here's why. Because the smart people realize how those things work, and they don't want to put their money in it. My parents, my mom was not rich, but she's okay. Do you think she ever went to a casino? Here's your answer. Yes, she did. For the 5 o'clock special over at Rampart, which cost $5. That's when she went. She sure as fuck didn't drop in quarters or dollars into it, and that was the problem. They had no audience. And they actually had 2 casinos there when they first opened up. Nobody went.
No, there's just one.
No, there was the first one was...
It was Casino Montelago.
You're right. Oh, was that the other one?
Yeah.
You're right.
There's just one.
What about...
I went there.
Yeah, okay.
It opened when I was here.
You can't sustain it.
Here. You should be able to.
But from who? Who sustains... let me go back. Who sustains Vegas, strip ones? Tourists. So that's not it. Oh, I know where you're going. Who sustains locals? Well, locals do. But wait a minute. You have some familiarity with local casinos.
Absolutely.
Are they reaching out to folks who have lots and lots of money, or who are retired with lots and lots of money? There's no fucking way you are.
Absolutely.
Oh, for fuck's sake! No, you're not.
Why do locals casinos have high limit rooms, Scott?
Just because you have a high limit room doesn't mean people are in the high limit room. I would ask this. As a percentage of the business, what does a high limit room do at a locals casino, let's say a Stations or a Cannery, versus a high limit room at, let's say, Bellagio or MGM? And my guess is the high limit rooms at those properties the local properties aren't even close.
Probably not percentage-wise,
I think
but
it's probably
it still
just a
exists.
thing. I think it's a look. I think some guy...
No.
Nah, I don't think it's a big deal.
No, it's a big deal.
Well, I'm surprised. But I'm not surprised that the casino died at Lake Las Vegas.
No, I am completely surprised. That should be able, between the people coming down for dinner, they had a restaurant in there. Come on.
Where?
From the valley.
No, but...
They had a whole shop. They have events down there. They had wine walks.
I know they do.
Beer tastings,
I've been
regattas.
to all of those. Oh, they're fantastic.
Yep.
I didn't go there to fucking gamble.
I understand that, but the casino's there.
But wait.
You're not going to walk in.
I did the wine walk and I did the fucking the beer thing is because I paid him $25. I got a wristband and I could drink for 4 hours.
I know, but it's foot traffic, Scott. It's not an impromptu is not the exact word I'm looking for, but it's an impulsive. It's an impulsive
That is
business.
the word you're looking for, impulsive. Yeah. But I don't think many people have that kind of impulse who drive all the way up there. I think that's why it didn't work. And by the way, I would like for it to have worked.
Well, listen, when
I
we
was
went
in
out
that
there,
casino.
we would stop in, get a drink, put $20 in the machine.
Yeah, I never did that, but I don't do that anywhere. But I just
That's a you thing, though.
but I'm not.
You're not the typical. I don't think the typical Las Vegan.
I don't think I am, but I was not surprised that they struggled. Well, I actually that's not true. I was surprised because the initial presentation of that property, that whole area, fuck, it was fantastic. I told Melissa, I mean, we could retire up there someday, maybe, because that's lovely. And then it just died. Well, you know what?
You could be neighbors with Celine.
Yeah, nah, she's hard.
She's the greatest Canadian singer in the world.
She's tough to talk with. The problem there is they failed the infrastructure test. They didn't really have a way to manage their infrastructure. Where was the nearest grocery store? 30 miles. You're done.
They have one now. A lot of good that does them.
Well, fantastic. Good morning.
Yeah.
You're tick, tick, tick. Just
a little bit.
It's a little late. Next up on RQS, hey, the reason why I'm wearing French cuffs is I went to Brett Grant's memorial service today. I wanted to just touch upon that. We're not going to talk about it for a very long time, but it was an amazing ceremony. Just for those of you who have been with the show for a while and remember Brett and have a warm feeling about him. He had his funeral service in St. Louis the week before Thanksgiving. 400 people attended his funeral.
Wow.
In St. Louis. 400 people. That's fantastic. It's unbelievable.
For somewhere where you didn't, you weren't an active resident of.
And his family reached out to me, and they asked me to speak at the one here, and asked me to provide some videos. So about 10 minutes before the show, much of the highlight video that I did on the Remembering Brett video was played in front of the audience, and it was nice seeing Brett in a happy place, having some good times, and I think the people there liked it. There were several hundred people there today, and just to give you an idea of how many people cared about this guy. Here's the document. That was the whole service, and you see where there's groups of 3. Those are memories. People who come up and tell stories about Brett. Now I was in the first group, and I was honored to do that. But man, it was unbelievable how many people were affected by him. I had, I suggested it in the talk that, I've known him for, 6 years or so, and I knew a fraction of the guy who all these people came to celebrate and remember. So congratulations to his family for pulling it off. It was a lovely ceremony. Melissa joined me as well. And, God bless Brett Grant.
Absolutely.
Finally, Lucky Dragon.
Oh, we're circling back around.
So we finally went there. Melissa and I went there over the holiday break, and this Lucky Dragon thing is a weird setup. This is a picture of it. This is from their website, and it's the 2 red-looking properties,
minus the Stratosphere Needle,
and the
you think they would have photoshopped that
and
out?
the condo. So the short property is the casino, and the tall property is the hotel.
Tall property on the left.
On the left, thanks. One with the dragon on it. And when you pull into this, you would think that you would pull in between the tall condo and the casino. That's kind of where you normally park or valet. It's not how that works here. So you pull into in between that street, in between the little building and the big building, and you drive in there, and they had a lane. They had 2 lanes, and the far lane said valet, and I was going down the valet because they're free. Lucky Dragon, free valet. SLS has nothing on them, and that took
they're just happy people know the doors are open,
right? And it took you up into their parking garage. I'm like, what the hell's going? I don't get what's happening. And there was a valet guy taking a car out. I'm like, hey, I'd like to hang out at the valet. Where do I go? Oh no, we'll get you. Just follow me. Okay. Not the way I usually get in the parking for valet, but fuck, I'll do it.
Right.
So he comes back.
Were you a little
down.
nervous at all, seeing that you're right next door to Naked City?
I couldn't feel.
Did you
more
ask him
safe.
for some credentials?
Couldn't have been more safe. I don't believe in that Naked City nonsense. So I go back in between those two buildings and we go towards the hotel part. That's where the valet is. And he's like, yeah, we're sorry. The signs aren't quite right. We're going to fix that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sounds good. So I give him the keys.
Was this conversation in English?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, it was.
Okay,
It was.
just checking.
Although, and so you're not being a douche about that.
No.
This place is pushing hard the Chinese play.
It's
Every
Chinese
sign,
first.
Every sign is in Chinese lettering. Every sign, which is kind of neat. We'll see. So I'm in the valet area in that big building. And they said, okay, so here's what you want to do. If you go to your right, that'll take you into a little door that takes you into the hotel. Is there anything there for me to look at? Not really. Okay. If you go across that little deal and go over to the building, that's where the casino is. I said, well, that's where we're going to hang out. Thank you. Here's your number. Give us a call. Blah blah blah. Okay, good. So we walk in, and this is the first thing you see when you walk in to Lucky Dragon. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the entirety of the entire property. So I took more pictures because I felt
Obligated.
bad. I'm like, God, geez, I got to give him more.
Well, I got
video
the memory
of it.
card space.
Yeah, right. So this is the bar. Take a good look at that because that'll eventually be a have a drink on me, but not this week because I'm not going to have that. And that's a really nice chandelier kind of dragon thing. That was pretty. And this is from the second floor. You're right. There are two floors. Mm-hmm. The first floor is the casino. The second floor is the look down on the casino. I don't really know what's up there. Oh, that's not true. Restaurants. Mm-hmm. They're nice
I say
restaurants.
on the sign it was bow now.
Yes, there were restaurants up there and their spa was up there. And here's another picture of it. But quite frankly, my favorite thing was this. It was the bar menu. They had some pretty neat drinks there. So we had a couple drinks and we were hanging out. But the truth of the matter is, I think these guys are in trouble, man. So when we walked in, there was this huge line for their whatever you call it card, the resort
Dragon card.
whatever.
I
Dragon
don't know.
card. I'm like, wow, this place is, people are into it.
Okay.
Okay, this is great. Good. I want them to win. And so we were sitting down at the bar, and I talked to the bartender. I said, man, there's a big line here. He goes, yeah, there's a promotion. These are all locals who wanted to get, Goo Goo Gai Pan for no dollars. And so I'm like, oh, man, that's not really great for how's
So
business?
did you get in line and get the free Mugu Gai Pan?
No, I didn't do that. I'm not, I told you, those things, I'm paranoid about those things. I asked him, so how's business? He goes, it's been pretty good, and
You're paranoid? Wait, you're paranoid about being on a marketing list?
I don't like to be emailed to.
Says a man who's been in sales his whole life.
I didn't email him. I called him. Fuck, let's go. Let's check that. All right, here's the deal.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, so business is good? And he goes, yeah, it's been up and down, but it's been pretty good. I'm like, great. A lot of people playing. We're catching on. We're getting there. Great. What's the time frame? Yeah, catching on. Okay. The bartenders were nice. I mean, the bar, I thought the bar was a really nice looking bar. I mean, that's a good looking bar, don't you think?
Yeah.
I like it.
Beautiful. I see a lot of
Red.
rich burgundy.
Dragons.
Mm-hmm.
I got my dragon.
Some pagoda pits.
There's a dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good looking property, but I'm confused, quite frankly, in how they expect to sustain business. Their pitch was, we have a very large Chinese group of people who live here. Mm-hmm. And they're going to come. And if you go down Chinatown on Spring Mountain, those guys own half the fucking billboards right now. Mm-hmm. It's, Lucky Dragon.
Yeah.
Right. And I didn't see a lot of
That's
folks
a big Chinese. I mean, you've got those casinos that really cater to that clientele. You've got Palace Station, you've got the Gold Coast, and you got the Rio, that all are very heavy on the Baccarat, the Pai Gow,
The
Domino.
Baccarat is huge for Palace Station. I did a video for those guys about that. They had just got this thing from a company that provides a single Baccarat player with cameras, and then multiple people can play it at the same time. So the Venetian has it. These guys had I actually didn't put the video up, a really nice rendition of it. And we did the video that did the PR for that at Palace. And they have, 2 or 3 hosts who speak Mandarin Chinese. And we did the video in English and Mandarin Chinese. It was fascinating. And it blew up for them. They were like, "Oh, can you come in and add a couple more things? Because this video is killing it." I'm like, "This is awesome." I don't think they're having the same response at Lucky Dragon. I think there's a little lag between whatever they're doing over at Palace Station and what they're doing here. And I don't wish anybody bad. But like I said, when P.F. Chang buys this place and makes it the 6th largest P.F. Changs that they have,
Then I'll go see what the fried rice is like.
I'm not going to be surprised because I think they're in for a tough row, quite frankly. All right, on behalf of the good people at Lucky Dragon, let's have a drink on them, shall we? Now, if
I
do
need
that
some
one more time,
sake for that. That's Japanese.
Do you have dragon or sake? You ever had? Do you like sake?
Never had it. It's Japanese, though. I shouldn't. I take that back.
It's not as good as you might think it would be.
Yeah.
Did you ever think it was good? It's not.
Never drink on me. Never drink on me. Come on.
All right, it's time for stop. Why does it keep doing that? Oh, I know why.
Time for Loop.
I'm repeating it because I was doing some testing about a week ago. Okay. This time
Remember the little circle when it goes around.
You're right. I can see it right there.
That's the loop. Yeah.
Oh, I wish I knew how to run these things.
Yeah, it's all right.
All right.
You'll catch
It's
on.
time for the
Listen,
habit
it's not like you sell them.
No, I don't. I do create magic with them, though. Hey, it's time for Have a Drink on Me. It's part of the show where you send an email to Have a Drink at me or Have a Drink at Vegas Video Network. And guess what? You learn good stuff. You may be asking yourself, you can win things too. Yes, you can. Well, Scott, what on earth can you win?
With only 331 shopping days left, you have to really hunker down and start planning for Christmas 2017. What better way to do that than with fashionable accessories such as this Vegas Video Network visor, an all-new color khaki. Yes, your visor can match your pants, and you will be a sexy man if you're wearing, or woman, if you're wearing the Vegas Video Network khaki visor.
I like that. That was well done. Shall we continue?
Let's. Santa has come and gone for a lot of people, Scott and Melissa especially, but you can still pretend that it's snowing outside. You can keep your decks. What do you say that? Holly. I don't know. Keep your chestnuts roasting. Keep your chestnuts roasting, and your deck's still stuffed with holly with Christmas Acoustic 1, 2, or you can Jazzathon if you're just waiting for Christmas to pick
Have you
back
ever
up.
been with stuff with holly? That'll leave a rash. Or
Finally, you can meet up with one Scott W. Whitney. And no, I always get that one wrong. You can meet up with one Scott Whitney, preferably not on New Year's. It's a little bit more expensive back at those times. And he will get you a drink. Maybe at the Lucky Dragon, you can try something down there. Maybe at the Palace Station, where we still have dollar margaritas. Or they still have dollar margaritas.
let's go with.
But at any rate, he'll buy you a drink.
Margaritas. Thank you, Wayne. There's a variety of ways to multiple your chances.
Is there a cash? This is what I want to know. Clearly, if you're getting the CDs have their value cannot be tangibly placed.
No, it's priceless.
The visor, that's a fashion accessory, so that could command hundreds on the open market.
Right?
What's for tax purposes?
Sure.
Because you have to declare all winnings on your taxes.
You do.
What would somebody mark down for the approximate cash value on the drink price?
Yeah, great question. It depends on where we go, of course. If we hang out over at the Palace Station, maybe we have a shot. By the way, Palace Station, it's a great place if you want to be introduced to the devil. And what I mean by the devil, I mean Honey Jack. I never really drank Honey Jack until I was at Palace Station. I was there for some local cover band, hanging out with some friends. I invited a buddy over, and he said, you should try this Honey Jack. And I'm like, you know what? Alcohol tastes bad. No one likes the taste of alcohol. He goes, no, you'll be okay with this. So he brought over a shot of Honey Jack, and I drank it. And that one guy who actually did that was this guy here.
Tomahawk say no.
That's right. Me. It was his fault. Yeah. I know Honey Jack.
It's the gateway whiskey.
Right. So here's the answer. It will be below $599.
All right.
Because anything above that?
That was at Palace Station we did that, huh?
It was.
Oh. Yeah. That must have been the night that my wife thought I was dead and called the police.
Well, that's another show that we might want to have. Okay, let's do that. All right. Yeah. There's some ways that you can increase the probability of winning here. You can send in one correct answer. That's one opportunity. You could be the first person to send in a correct answer. That's your second opportunity. You could send in one of your introductory videos like Glenn did. That's a third potential. Or you could send in a video or even a photo entry as Pops does, and he is now the master. And that's another chance. Folks, you could have 4 chances in one drawing. Does that seem fair?
No.
Goddamn right it does. So before we do anything else, you're going to put in Glenn S. for his video that started off the party tonight. Congratulations.
No favoritism, right? Because I know he was.
He did hang out with us. But I'm agnostic.
Was there a little like, hey, Scott, drinks on me if I get an extra entry next week?
No. That's not how I play.
Okay.
That's not how that works.
Just making sure.
No, I don't do that.
Congress might be trying to get rid of ethics. I just want to make sure that you don't.
That's what you want to hear. Congress is trying to get rid of ethics. Okay, our very first entry came in from the Philippines.
Ooh, international.
That's from
Does
Doug
he need
Thompson.
A passport? Or?
Doug Thompson used to live in Las Vegas. He was an air traffic controller. Come on in. No, left, up. Fuck.
Say no.
So Doug Thompson, 1 for the correct answer, 1 for being the first in the game. Next up, we've got Mike Q. Mike Q, 1 for the correct answer, 1 for being in the live chat. Next up, we've got Eric Norberg, who also goes by Gen Eric, Minnesota. He gets only 1 for the correct answer. Barb Shotness, known as Barb Shotness from Wisconsin. She's also known as Barb in Wisconsin. She's in the live chat. Barb S. It's actually Shatanis. I've been saying that wrong for about 15 years. Barb S., 1 for the correct answer. Barb gets 1 more for being in the live chat.
All right.
Monica Fagan, also known as Binky51. Monica gets 1 for the correct answer. Monica F., 1 for being in the live chat. Hey, Monica, Happy New Year, my dear. Oh, I fucked up.
Oh, stop you if you've heard that before.
God damn it. You know what I forgot? We're going to pause. What happens if you get a visor?
Oh.
Damn it.
I'm
feeling a little rusty.
I think you
what do you get?
Get your hair done?
No.
Oh, you wouldn't need to.
Toenails?
Visor.
No. Go down to the strip, maybe get one of those 3-foot margaritas. No.
No. Gallery of Gods.
Galaxy of Gallery. I did the same thing. I'm the Galaxy of God. Sorry, everybody. There's Steve, who's new, and Michael. There's Robert and Rosie, and there's Michael and Scott and Pinky, who just got her name with her husband. His name is Bud. And Alan and Aaron, and they used to be news. And then there's Bob and his mom. And there's Danny, Shannon, and Craig, and then there's Glenn, and Jimmy, 2Gs, and Rob. I'm in Hawaii, look at me, and There's Stuart and Christina, whose all babies are because of my music. Don't blame me, Bradley. There's Don and Jackie and their Pops is also hanging out, and Sammy and Carol. But we also look at other beings besides animals like dogs. And then there's Chris, whose heart is still pumping and apparently able to have babies. And Brett's dad, who I saw today. There's your brother Scott. There's your brother Wayne. And of course our good buddy Wayne. Or sorry, she's Brett. He's the bestest ever. And that's it. Okay.
Hey, what was the winner last week? Did we discuss that?
God damn it. It's like I've never done this show before. Let's do that first.
Okay.
Fuck me.
I mean, you got a wife for that, so I'll pass for the
Hey,
night.
by the way, sorry about that, everybody. Yeah, it's been 3 or 4 weeks. Okay. Let's continue on.
Okay.
Oh, that's embarrassing. You know what? It's not that embarrassing. I'm not that worried about it. Yeah, so last week's Have a Drink on Me. Take 5, everybody. Let's take a... you weren't there. Of course you weren't. Let's take a look at what last week's Have a Drink on Me was. There it is. Do you know that?
No.
Good.
It was in a casino. I can see slot machines.
Nothing gets by you. The answer, the clues were gem at Aria, gem at Aria, gem at Aria.
I'll tell you what. Those are better clues than you traditionally give.
Okay. Your warmth and giving and caressness is what makes me happy. Now we can continue on with what we were doing before. One minor mistake. I forgot to tell you what people tried for last time. I also said 20 out of 22. A couple of people said Jewel at Aria. Wrong. Next up, Pat Huey, also known as Vegas. Then we got Steve Riley Fitch. We just saw Steve Riley. He was just up there a minute ago. One for him. We've got Gary Romberg, Mr. Testy. We've got Andy in New Hampshire. Whoops.
We got people just flying all over the place.
Sorry about that, Andy. Andy, you may not win. Glenn Santa, one for the correct answer. You already put him once in for that, and he gets one more for being in the live chat. Glenn, a triple threat. It's pretty fantastic. Moving on, we've got Tammy Mossbrucker from the New Orleans Mossbruckers.
Oh.
Brett Barnes from Paradise, California. If you're going to live anywhere,
Why not live in paradise?
Paradise seems like a good place. And we've got Rob 068.
Something tells me that there's probably like a landfill or something in paradise.
At Paradise. What's that smell? Paradise. You'll be okay. Moving on, we've got Leo Reese. Leo wrote, Scott, you're fantastic. Mark Betty, I got to stop folding these right on the fucking words. That's pretty smart. How many of these I've done? 425.
3.
I can't figure out these things. Mark Betty writes, this was a hard one. I hope your surgery went well. Wishing you a Merry Christmas. Thank you, Mike. Boink.
Merry Christmas.
Kevin Whip from the Connecticut, Canada. We've got Jeremy Krenzelek. He's a first-time guy. Thank you for the great show. You're welcome, Jeremy.
Clearly, he saw an episode I was on.
There's no question about that. Moving forward, we've got Bill Steinberg from Minnesota. And Bill writes...
The bar is the Gem Bar at Aria. Scott, cannot usually catch your live show, but never miss an episode, eh?
Hey.
Keep it up, guy. I love Vegas, and your show is great.
Thank you.
Bill S. from Crystal, Minnesota.
Very good. Minnesota. You do that very well. Thank you, Bill.
I've seen Fargo.
Rob McAdams. Rob writes. He's in the wrong pile. And then Craig Daughtry writes. There it is.
Craig says, Merry Christmas, Scott and Wayne. Merry Christmas to you,
Hey.
Craig. Although I almost went with Jewel Nightclub, this week's Haddam location, open 24 hours a day, is Gem Bar. R.I.P. to Brett, keeping his family in his prayers. Merry Christmas to everyone. Vegas Dog 22 out. P.S. Scott, you missed my Haddam number 291 entry.
Yep.
No problem. It'd been a while since I had sent in an entry. It's Christmas, and in the Christmas spirit, I will forgive you. No harm, no foul.
I will not be forgiven. One for this entry, one for 291.
And you know Craig's a smart man because it was sent from his iPad.
He's a previous winner.
How's yours doing?
My what?
iPad.
Oh, here's a Bob McAdams one. I think I did throw him in there. He said, "Hi, Scott. My Haddam guest is Gem Bar at Aria. I've been to the Effingham a few times in the past months. Some of us live within a short drive of the Effingham. So next time you are in our area, maybe we can all get together and have a drink on us." Still love the show. Still love the show, as opposed to, I was out for a while. You brought me back in, very much like the Mafia. Thanks, Bob.
Still, what a trooper.
Still, right. And finally, we've got Pops. I'm going to do, I'll do the one he sent. Hold on.
Holding.
Pops got deep on us this time. Here we go. Go, Pops, go. Go, Pops, go.
We are Pops Anonymous. We are old. We might forget. This is an urgent message to all Haddam players. You are not getting extra entries because you are failing to submit video entries. You must take corrective action immediately. This was much more fun when there were several videos every week. Send your entry to haveadrink@vegasvideonetwork.com. Do it now. Do it today. To fail is to be lame. It is just as easy as posting your entire life on Facebook. Yes. You. We see that stuff you post. It does not have to be fancy. It does, however, need to be recorded in landscape position, not portrait position. That means sideways, not up and down for those of you in Rio Linda. Do it now. Do it today. Be a winner. This has been an urgent message. We are Pops Anonymous. We are old. Sometimes we forget. We always have fun.
Should we get that restraining order renewed?
I'm not afraid of him. He's 60 some odd years old. He's not going to catch me. One for the correct answer.
I mean,
One for the
you're
video.
not far behind.
Easy. One for the video. And one for being in the live chat-aroo.
I mean, you guys both are AARP members.
I'm not an AARP, I have not. I started getting those fucking things at 48 years old. Mm-hmm. I consider that an insult. I actually think they should stop doing that because when they do that, it pisses people off, and they're like, I'm never going to sign up. They should send them at 55 or whatever the age is.
You get discounted car insurance, though.
Well, there you go. I'm a good driver. I already get discounted things. Okay, here we go. Hit me, brother. Like you mean it.
I'll be picking up your
By the way,
daughters at the
don't-
airport soon so they can have that driving conversation with you.
If there's anybody from a foreign city town like Canada, don't pick them because I'm tired of paying that money.
All right, I've got it. I've got one.
Let's go. What do we got?
Oh, you know what? And this is a man that I'm happy to say that, you know, when we talked about in the pre-show, or maybe it was the real show, but the Emmy goes to
Okay, I'm ready.
Leo.
Leo Reese. Great show last week. Thank you for saying the nice things. There's no way that had an influence on you because you only had one entry.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
yet,
I kind of.
look at you. You could feel how he was nice. Mm-hmm. I hope Leo doesn't live in a country outside of United States. Otherwise, he'll be getting some MP3 files. That's my pitch moving forward. Hey, you wouldn't mind taking some MP3 files? Yeah, but I really wanted the hat. No, you don't. I would suggest
CDs are. Listen, you don't have to worry about that. The
They live
standards.
forever. They live forever.
They can play. CD plays just as good in a
They
CD
live
player somewhere else.
forever. Okay, let's look at this week's Have a Drink on Me.
Well,
Don't say any words out loud. Do you know it? Okay. Hit number 1. If you like this place, You better get there quickly because both the bar and the casino are being, quote, reimaged, or removed. If you like this place, you better get there quickly because both the bar and the casino are being, quote, reimaged or removed. Hit number 2. I'd guess Beelzebub would likely stop here for a drink after torturing souls. You don't know yet?
I don't.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'd guess Beelzebub, who's another name for the devil, would likely stop by here for a drink after torturing souls. And here's hint number 3. As long as the devil spoke Spanish. Arguably the 3 best hints I've ever given for a bar.
Oh, I got it now.
Look at you getting.
I got it now.
Up. Hey, if you know the answer to this incredibly difficult, you should have seen Wayne's face. I've never seen a look of confusion on him like that before.
I knew one of those clues would get me there.
2017 was the best year ever so far because you were not going, oh, yeah, your fucking clues are shit. All right. If you do know the answer, send them to have a drink at VegasVideoNetwork.com.
Oh.
And that's it, everybody.
It's peaceful castaneta time. I know what that means.
Oh, it's time to stop. Hey, if you want to send us an email, we would love to hear from you. You send an email to onairq@livinginlv.com. Again, onairq@livinginlv.com. Hey, if you want to send us a voicemail, we would love to hear your dulcet tones. That's super easy to do. You go to our homepage at VegasVideoNetwork.com. You click that little red tab on the right-hand side, and a window pops up. You click Start Recording because you have a microphone on your computer. You can do that without even using your telephone. It's very much like magic. Hey, we're also on iTunes. If you're watching us or listening to us on iTunes, it'd be fantastic if you give us a 5-star review. And if you're checking us on YouTube, share it with your friends. Give us a thumbs up as well. We're also on Roku with over 73,000 accounts installed. And Stitcher, TuneIn, Chromecast, Apple, Google, Fire TV, Google Play, Google, I did say Google, and of course the Vegas Video Network. Hey, I'm your host, Scott Whitney. Good to see you again, my brother from another
Always
brother.
good to be seen.
We'll see you guys next week on the Vegas Video Network's Living in Las Vegas podcast. Take care, everybody.